Have you ever watched my videos and wondered why my fry tank is only halfway filled up? Well, I'm going to answer that for you in today's video. What's going on, everyone? It's Anthony with Unconventional Aquatics. Unconventional Aquatics on Instagram and at gmail.com. Now, today's video was inspired upon a question as to why my African cichlid fry tank is only halfway filled up. Well, I have this theory, okay, and I've tested this theory in many different ways, and I really feel like it works. So if you haven't tried this theory, I encourage you, don't knock it till you try it. You know, a lot of times in this hobby we get stuck in our ways and that's all we believe, and anything different from it is a crime. It's not the case. There's a lot of different ways to do stuff, and I encourage you to try other people's methods for yourself to see if it actually works for you. So let me explain this. One of the biggest questions that seems like with African cichlids that a lot of newcomers to African cichlids have is, what can I do to make my fish grow faster? Well, you know, there's a lot of basic things we really got to be on top of. Water parameters, good quality food. But one little trick, I guess, that I do, and I've tested this with a few fish before, and it seemed to have worked. If I take juvenile fish, or even fry, and I put them right into the 60 gallon, yeah, I wouldn't have to worry about moving them for a long time. They would grow. Sure, they would grow. But something I started doing was putting them in 10 gallon tanks. Now the reason they're not in a 10 gallon tank right now is because I had a lot of revamping going on, and I don't want to set a 10 gallon up right now. But I have this 20 gallon, and I'm only about halfway. It's a little over. But take them from a 10 gallon, let them grow until they plateau off, put them in a 20 gallon, let them grow until they plateau off, and kind of keep the cycle going. Now, I wish I had the means to put them in a 30, then put them in a 40, and one day I will, just not right now. So the way the cycle goes for these guys is I put them in a 10 gallon tank. Now the first seems like week or so, they're kind of just hanging out. They don't really know what's going on. They stay towards the bottom. But as these fish start to grow, and they grow rapidly, like every day you'll notice something new, and once they start to fill out the water column a little bit, I will slowly maybe give them 5 gallons, maybe even 10 gallons. Usually it's about a month or two before I'll top this tank off to 20 gallons. And that sporadic increase in either tank size, if you're putting them in another tank, which I used to do, or just giving them more water volume, within a couple days seems to like ignite growth again. And then it'll grow and they'll plateau off. And like I said, I've done the same thing with just putting them in, you know, 55 gallons, 50 gallons, 60 gallons before, and it's just kind of just this really slow, like literally watching paint dry. So that's why. And, you know, another reason why this tank is halfway full is it makes water changes easier. They get water changes every single day. No, this is even full at 20 gallons. It's not a lot to manage, but I got a lot of tanks to manage, so it definitely helps. And you know, the water changes every day. I literally use that to get rid of uneaten food. You know, I grind NLS or omega-1 down into a powder, and that's what I feed the fry. And a lot of times when you're pinching, you just grab too much. It's human nature. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's uneaten food. So I do water changes every day to get that food out, usually towards the end of the day. And that's that. So that is why my tank is half full, guys. I appreciate you asking the question. And like I said, hey, don't hate on it if you haven't tried it. I encourage you to try it. I encourage you to do research and really on a lot of YouTubers and see what they have to offer. I've learned so much from YouTubers, big YouTubers all the way down to YouTubers that have only posted 1 or 2 videos. So remember, I always say it, no matter how good you are, you can always learn. Doesn't matter how long you've been in this hobby. So I definitely encourage you to do research. And hey, if you want to try a little experiment to see if it works for you, go ahead and try it. This is the way I do it. This is probably the way I will continue to do it until somebody posts some other genius way and I try it and see if I like it. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I will see you on Wednesday. Either Wednesday or Friday. We're going to talk about the contest details for February. That is coming up quick. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a safe week.